Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Lee and I just graduated from Monte Vista High School and I will be attending UC Davis in a couple of weeks. I've been attending this church since I was in 6th grade and I just got baptized this Easter. So I'm here today to talk about my experience with VGM, the mission trip. And this experience with VGM, going to Taiwan over the summer, was my very first missions trip, and it was definitely one of the most unique and memorable experience I've ever had. So our team had 9 people on it total, as seen over there. So we prepared before leaving the US from the 20th to the 27th of June, and then we departed for Taiwan for 2 weeks. Our team stayed in Finyuan for the first week, and then we moved to Guogo for the second week, holding 2 different camps. I think one of the many things that made this trip stand out for me personally so much was that it was completely different from anything I'd done before. The only other time I've ever been to Taiwan was with a very large group of people, and that was mostly for travel and for fun. This time I was actually there to serve, which really allowed me to experience a more authentic view of the country and the life that the people led there and how we could bless them with the love of God. During the camp, we collaborated with Taiwanese coworkers and we held an English learning camp. And on the last day, we invited them to the local church. Over the weeks, we bonded extremely closely to the Taiwanese coworkers that we met in the camps. Though we all came from different backgrounds, we faced a lot of the same struggles together, and we overcame the same obstacles together. We all worked really hard during the trip, and we put a lot of effort into our work, but the Taiwanese coworkers never hesitated to help us whenever we needed it through many situations, like when the AC broke or when the kids were being super rowdy. So even though they had to go through a lot already while they were there, they never hesitated to help us. Through each and every one of them, I was able to see God truly working through their lives, not only through their words or their worship, but their actions in being able to love one another selflessly and sacrifice anything for their cause. These actions of the Taiwanese coworkers in turn inspired me to become more patient and caring towards the students. As for the kids that we taught, I feel like I learned as much from them as they learned from us. Our second camp director kept telling us to, above all, express God's love as much as we could to the kids. Because when we left, our English lessons to them would probably quickly be forgotten. However, our interactions with them was what they would remember for a long time. To many of them, we were the only representation of Christianity that they would ever see in their entire lives. Because of this, I tried to get to know the kids for who they were as a friend and not only as a teacher. One of the girls that I met on the first week of the camp was one of the most troublesome kids in the entire camp for the first week because she refused to participate in any of the activities or play any of the other games with the rest of the kids. One day she was just sitting on the side, again not playing any games while the other kids were. And instead of trying to get her to play or pressure her, I decided to just sit down with her and talk to her about how she was feeling. After a while, she opened up to me and she told me that the reason why she didn't trust a lot of the kids was because her life was so different from theirs. And she told me that her parents got divorced when she was a kid, and because of that, she had to, a lot of her family's responsibilities were put onto her, and she had to take care of her family a lot, unlike a lot of the other kids, and that's why she didn't really trust them or want to play with them. And after she told me this, it really just reminded me a lot of my friends back at home. And so I guess it was really amazing to me that God had put this girl into my group to show me that the kids in Taiwan might not be so different from myself despite our physical differences. By the end of the week, I could really tell that just by listening to this girl and showing her that I was there for her, I really made a difference in her outlook and her mood throughout the whole week. This reminded me that I could not only convey love to her, a child in Taiwan, but also to the people around me back at home because they really needed it just as much as she did. Something that I also struggled with along this trip was that I sometimes felt distracted because of the things that were happening in my life back at home. And it was difficult for me to suddenly drop everything that I'd been going through back here and just offer everything I had to my team and the people in Taiwan. I've been praying a lot about my ability to completely dedicate myself to the mission before I left, and I feel like God really helped me come to terms with it and take away any of the distractions that I had while I was there. Now that I'm back to living in Cupertino, I really feel like God has prepared me to face many kinds of situations. I know that wherever God calls me, whether it be on the mission field or in daily life, I'll have the strength to go through with it because He will be by my side, guiding me and encouraging me as He had throughout the entire Taiwan trip. If any of you guys have kids or you know people who are my age, I think this trip would be a really good opportunity for them, not only to impact the lives of the kids in Taiwan, but also grow within themselves. And this Taiwan trip happens every single summer. So thank you to everyone who supported us on this trip and for all the prayers that were extended to us. Thank you.